Hello friends, welcome back to the another video lecture of OOP1 subject. In today's video lecture, we are going to discuss about exception handling. Okay, so let's start with the exception. During the program development, there might be some bugs or error always occur. There will be two type of errors. Error can be logical or syntactical. If there is our error into logic, then will not generate the correct output. If our error into our syntax, then it is given at the compile time. But there are other errors which may interrupt program's normal execution, and that will be known as exception. Exception are runtime problems, or we can say unusual condition handler that a program may encounter at the execution time. So here our definition is exception are the runtime problem handler or unusual condition handler that a program may encounter at the execution time. For example, in our program, in calculation, if we divide any number by the 0, then divide by 0, that will be the exception. If we have any null pointer access, if our out of memory means we have no memory for the storing the data, so this all can be a exception. So such kind of unusual condition must be handled by program during its execution. It's called exception handling mechanism. Java exception handling mechanism is processing every exception using 5 keywords. These 5 keywords are try, catch, throw, throws, and finally. System generated exception are automatically handled by Java runtime system. Exceptions are of two types. First one is synchronous exception and second one is asynchronous exception. In synchronous exception, it includes error are caused by events but in control of program. For example, divide by 0, invalid index, out of range index, memory overflow, stack overflow. This can be handled by the program. But second type of exception are asynchronous exception. That includes error that caused by event beyond the control of program. Means if our keyboard interrupt, mouse interrupt, it happens that will not controlled by the program. So that is the second type of exception, asynchronous exception. All synchronous exception type are subclass of built-in class throwable. So here our main class for exception, our superclass for exception is throwable. Throwable class will have two subclasses. First subclass is exception and another subclass is error. In exception subclass represents conditions that can quote at runtime and also handled through code. Exception class has important subclass called runtime exception. So here we will have multi-level inheritance. Throwable have subclass exception and exception have subclass runtime exception. That allows to create own custom exception also. In exception subclass we can also create our custom exceptions. For example, invalid array indexing, divide by 0, etc. Second subclass of throwable is error. Represents conditions which are not expected to be quoted at runtime under normal circumstances. Exceptions type of error are caused by Java runtime system to indicate error. For example, stack overflow. Main purpose of exception handling mechanism is to detect such error or unusual conditions and report that exception circumstances so that proper action can be taken. Mechanism provides separate error handling code that performs following tasks. First of all, if we found the problem, that will be known as a hit exception. If we inform error has occurred, then that will be throw exception. If we receive error information, then that will be catch exception. and if we take corrective action on that exception, then that will be handle errors. So first of all, it will be hit exception, after it will be throw exception, after it catch exception, and in last exception will be handled. Now here, that is the simple syntax for try and catch. Try and catch will handle the exception. We will have this try block, and then this try block we will have the code. In it some exception, some error might be happen. If that error happens, then that will be handled by this catch block. That will be any number of catch block can be available. Here we have two catch blocks. There will be another, a finally method will be there. Finally method is not every time available in code, but we will understand what is finally is. So this is the exception handling mechanism syntax. For example, we have class ex0. In it we have main method, and in it our d is equal to 0 and integer c is equal to 42 divided by d. Here our d is equal to 0, so 42 divided by 0. So here our exception can be divided by 0. So in above code, Java runtime system detects an attempt to divide by 0 and throws this exception, because we cannot divide by 0 any numbers. It caused the execution of ex0 to stop, means this class execution will be stopped, and execution is caught and must be handled by exception handler. So in this type of mechanism we will have to implement our exception handling mechanism, means we will have to implement our try and catch blocks. Here you can say we have our ex1 class. In it we have main method. In it we are calling the method subfin. It is called, and in it here again we have divide by 0 exception. So our output will be some like this: java.lang.arithmetic exception. Why? Because divide by 0 is not possible. Okay. So this was the uncaught exception, because we have not implemented any try and catch block here. We can code the exception, but using try and catch. Allow default exception handler to provide by Java. Programmer can also handle any exception in own way. There is two merits. First is it allows you to fix error at the runtime. And another is it prevents program to terminate automatically. Our main purpose is that our program must not terminate automatically. Our program must complete its execution. For that, simply enclose the code that needs to be monitored into try block. Means if we have suspicious code, means in it some error, some exception can be happen, that code we will put into the try block. Specifies catch block immediately after try block, that specify the exception type need to be caught. After the try block, if we have some doubt that this error can be happen, so that will be caught into our catch block. So that we will understand by the example. Here our try and catch blocks are there. Here our class test is there. In it we have two variables a and b. Our first constructor test, we have put value of 0 and b is equal to also 0. Our second parameterized constructor is there, x and y value is there. We have void do division method. From the main method we are creating three objects, t1, t2 and t3. For t1, a and b's value 4 and 2. For t2, a and b's value is 5 and 0. And for t3, a and b's value 6 and 3. So in first case, if t1 dot division method we will call, then a value 4, 2 value, b's value 2 will be passed into it. It will be generated output of division by a divided by b, means 2 will be printed. If our T2 dot do division method will be called, then A value is 5 and B value is 0. So here in this code, A will be assigned will be X, where 2 value is assigned will be to B. So here in our this code, division of 5 and 0. So there will be condition divide by 0. So that divide by 0 is the exception. So that's why we have put this code into the try block. Means this can be error, this can be exception. So that type of code we will have to put into the try block. After the try block, we will put our catch block. In that catch block, that type of exception can be handled. So in catch block, we will have put arithmetic exception and object is E. So we will catch this arithmetic exception by this catch block. So this is the try and catch mechanism. Here we know that here can be arithmetic exception can be happen. So here we have put arithmetic exception. Other exception also can be happen. So we will put that exception here into the catch block. Try and catch blocks forms a unit. The scope of catch block is to those statements only which specified inside try block to which catch block is following. A catch block cannot catch exception thrown by another try block. It can only handle the exception its own try block. Try can't be used on single statement. It will be only and only used on the some specific code. Goal of catch block is to resolve an exception and then continue on as error had never occurred. Means our program execution will not stop. We can also display description of exception through exception object. How? So we will have our second class, this is handle error. In it we have our for loop I is equal to 0 to I less than 10. We are getting value of B and C randomly with the random class. Here we have created our random class R object, and through it we are creating our B and C's value randomly and putting it into the calculation of A is equal to 1, 2, 3 divided by B divided by C. If some random value creates this value is 0, so it will become divided by 0 again. So for it we will handle arithmetic exception. Okay, so this is the handler of arithmetic exception. Now next is multiple catch clause. It can possible that one try block can have multiple catch block. Why? Because multiple error can be occurred. Each can blocks represent different type of exception. When execution is thrown, each catch block examined in order and first one whose type is matched with the exception will be executed. After one catch block execution, remaining are bypassed as like our switch case, and execution is continue after try catch block. Okay, for it we have example of multiple catch block. Here our try block is this. In this try block, if our 42 by A means it can be a divide by 0 exception. Here array index out of bound exception. If we do not have any value here, we do not have any size of C, then it can be also happen array index of bound exception. If we put our index is -5, so our exception can be happen negative array size exception. So in single try block there can be 3 exception. So we have put 3 catch blocks, and every single catch blocks will handle its own exception. First will handle arithmetic exception, second will handle array index out of bound exception, and third catch will handle negative array size exception. Okay, so this can also happen. One try block can have multiple catch blocks. Okay, so this is it for today's video lecture. In next video lecture we will learn about nested try blocks throw statement. Okay, so this is it. If you like this video, then like, comment and subscribe. Also share it with your friends. Thank you, friends.